Alright guys, welcome back. I've got a pretty extensive Blu Ray update. I don't know if it qualifies as a mega update, but it's a lot. Now I'm looking at it, it's like, did I really buy all this stuff? I guess I did. Anyway, let's kick it off. Picked up a 1993 film called Funny Man. And the reason I picked it up was because Christopher Lee is in it. And it's supposed to be a very interesting film. Very bizarre. I'll watch it and let you guys know. Looks pretty interesting though. Never heard of it. I make it a point to try to watch every single Chris Lee film. Speaking of Chris Lee, I found the price dropped enough that I went ahead and picked up these Warner releases. This is Taste the Blood of Dracula. Let me fix that. Yeah, Taste the Blood of Dracula. It's a bare bones Blu-ray. I hope it's a... I've got all the other releases there on DVD, so... I love these films. I wish they'd come out with some special features, but I guess that's not going to happen. And I picked up Dracula's Risen from the Grave. This is probably This is the one that kind of hooked me on Dracula when I was a kid. Scared the living bejesus out of me. And, of course, Veronica Carlson is so beautiful. Just great eye candy. Then I picked up Frankenstein Must Be Destroyed. All these are double dips. I've got DVD versions of these, but I couldn't resist going ahead and adding these Blu-rays to the mix. And I picked up The Boys from Brazil. Now this is an interesting film with Gregory Peck. Laurence Olivier. It's got a great cast. Of course, it's about the Nazi hunters, Nazis fleeing into the South America and then being hunted down. So, should be an interesting film. It was well regarded when it came out. I love English history, the kings and queens of England, and pretty much read everything about that, including Winston Churchill's book, the History of the English-Speaking Peoples, his multi-volume set. So I picked up the Hollow Crown. This is the War of Roses. This is after. There's another edition that I've ordered. The first three kings, called the Hollow Crown, was such a success that they came out with the next two kings' tales. Richard, I believe this is Richard III, and Henry VI. Henry VI, I think. War of the Roses, yeah. Then I picked up, and all of this is pretty much Toddy Walnuts' fault. When I was a kid in the 60s and 70s, Eerie Magazine and Monster Tales and things like that were I was a sucker for all that stuff. And of course, he was showing off some DVDs he bought. They're showcasing kind of the cover art of those magazine covers. Some of them were like right off the magazine. Here it is, Terror Tales Volume 2. I love the artwork on this. It's probably crap, but you've got The Vampire and Death Kiss, Dr. Vampire. And then I have... So they're running two different series, this DVD series. Is Tales of Voodoo. Here's Tales of Voodoo, which is pretty much right off the cover of an old Eerie magazine. Devil's Express and The Rapist. I believe these are Asian cult films that are that they've ripped on the DVD, but we'll see. I love I'm a sucker for advertising like everybody, and this cover art just got me. I actually have 2 copies of this, so if anybody wants it, let me know and I'll make a deal. Tales of Voodoo Volume 2, and I know this is cover. I mean, this is right off of one of the old 60s, 70s magazines. This is Ghost Ninja. It's a little double feature. I'm sure there's no special features on it. Tales of Voodoo Volume 4. Boom, there she is. This is Temple of Hell. Temple of Hell. I just broke into a deep Southern accent. Didn't even realize that was happening. I'm from Virginia, but when I moved, I've been living in the Deep South for so long. The first words I picked up was fixing. I'd never heard that term, but in the Deep South, below pretty much Louisiana on through Alabama, you're fixing to do. You're not going to go do something. You're fixing to do something. Terror Tales Volume 1, again, another classic cover art from one of the magazines. Like I say, it's probably total shit, but I just was a sucker for the cover art, and they were like $7, $8. I mean, it's not that big a deal. Anyway, Toddy Walnuts, that is entirely, if you're watching this, it's entirely your fault. Then I picked up a Scream Factory release that kind of dropped down to my price range. I've got the MGM on this, but I decided to upgrade for the picture quality. This is Tentacles and Reptilicus. Scream Factory double feature. Then I picked up a Giallo, which I can't wait to check this out. This is a Umberto Lenzi's Spasmo. Looks great. Spine number, is that spine number 3? Let me see. I think this is spine number 3. Yep. 88 films. Continuing on with my Slasher Classics collection, this is spine number 11. Yeah. Blood-sucking pharaohs in Pittsburgh. I don't have a whole lot of hopes for this one, but the completist in me. And it was under $10, even with the exchange rate. I also got Francesca. This is a much lauded Giallo, the recent Giallo that's come out. This is a stacked feature. Unearthed Films, we've got behind scenes featurette, deleted scenes, interviews, trailer reels, etc. Looks interesting. It's got the CD soundtrack. So yeah, looks like I've heard a lot of great things about this release. And then last but not least, I picked up the complete series of The Tudors. I told you when I'm not watching horror movies, I'm usually watching historical type stuff or Hitchcock or Fassbender, things like that. But yeah, this is The Tudors. King Henry VIII. Yeah. So yeah, at some point I'll get into all that. Anyway, that'll wrap up my mega Blu-ray purchases. And then I will be back shortly. Thanks for watching.